Hey students, it's Mr. Otto. I'm here to go over your homework. Happy New Year, welcome back. That fun stuff. Um, After such an exciting lesson, let's do some exciting homework. The number of solutions on 1A, what we're looking at is, how many times do they intersect? And obviously these two lines are parallel, so there will be no solution. On this graph, here, they intersect. So what we're going to see is that there's going to be one solution. That's it. That's all you have to do for that one. For number two, we want to determine is 0, 2 a solution to the system? So remember, if 0, 2 is a solution, that means when I plug in 0 for x and 2 for y, I should get -6. When I plug in 2 for y and 0 for x, I should have an equivalent statement. So when I do this, I get 2 times 0 minus 3 times 2 equals -6. I'm, saying does it? So 2 times 0 is 0, and then that would be just -6. So you can see that -6 is equal to -6. So 0, 2 is on that line. So now we need to check this one over here. I'll do it in a different color. So we're going to say, okay, does 2 equal 1/2 times 0 plus 2? Uh, so then I get that 1/2 times 0 is in fact 0. 2 is equal to 2. So then yes, because it works for both of them, 0, 2 is a solution to the system. All right. Next, we're going to check 1/2 comma 8. I'm going to plug in 8 here and I'm going to say, okay, 18 times 1/2 minus 1. Well, 8 is equal to 18 times 1/2 is 9 minus 1. So 8 is equal to 8. That checks out for this line. Now we need to check it for that line. So then I say, okay, is 1/2 plus 8 equal to 10? No, it's not. So those are not equal because you'd have 8.5 equals 10, or 8.5 equals 10. So you would say, no, 1/2 comma 8 is not a solution to the system. There you go. All right. So number 4, we're now going to solve by graphing. So we just graph both equations. So my slope here is 2, my y-intercept is -3, so I'm going to go down to -3, and then I'll go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, 2 over 1. Same. And so then also I'm going to go down 2 and to the left 1. And if I notice my slope was positive, so I need to see, do I have a positive slope? And that I do. And here I'm going to plot -3x plus 2. My slope is -3. My y-intercept is 2. So then I'm going to go down 3 and over. Oh, look. Down 3 and over 1. Uh, and I see, okay, they are going to intersect here at this point. That looks to be the point 1 comma 1. Nice. That's wrong. It's not 1 comma 1. It's 1 comma -1. It's 1 -1. So that is the slope. Um, okay, for this one, I have y equals 2x minus 3. Oh, hey, that graph seems familiar. Maybe I'll just steal this thing over here. We'll say, let's just copy it and we'll paste. And then we're just gonna say, okay, y equals 2x minus 3. There we go. That was cheating. I know. Uh, Not really. So we have 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3. Uh, so you have your points, same exact points all along. But then I need to solve this one for y. So I have 6x minus 2y equals -8. I'm going to try to get it in slope-intercept form. So then I have -2y is equal to -6x. Oh, equal -8. So I divide by -2. I get y is equal to 3x plus 4. Hmm. Okay, so then I'm going to go down. I'm going to go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go up 3 over 1. Well, it looks like that's probably not going to be great. So I'm going to go down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. And it looks like it's going to go off the page. So this would go down 2 over 1. So my graph would 3 over 1. Oh, yay. I don't like this problem. I apologize for it. Down 2 over 1. Down 3 over 1. Still not there. It's going to be somewhere down here. Uh, you know what? It's okay if you didn't find that one. I'll just make sure that they work out better next time. Hmm. Oh well. Um, it's gonna be like negative something and something. All right, we'll come back. Oh. All right, for number 5, um, I'm gonna use substitution because it says to. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna plug it in here for y. So 3x minus 5 times 4x plus 2 is equal to 7. I distribute the 5. 3x minus 20x minus 10 is equal to 7. So I'm actually distributing a -5. And then that 3 minus 20 is -17x minus 10 is equal to 7. I add 10 to both sides, get -17x equals 17. Divide by -17 and get x is equal to -1. Then I need to go find the y value. So I'm going to say, okay, y is equal to 4 times -1 plus 2. I'm using the top one because it looks easier to work with. So I get y is equal to -4 plus 2. So y is equal to -2. My solution is -1 comma -2. And I can check that. I can be like, okay, it's 3 times -1 minus 5 times -2. Does that equal 7? Oh, let's see, that's -3 plus 10 is equal to 7. That checks out. Cool. All right. Here again, also using substitution, but this time I'm going to plug in 4x. Um, so then I'll have 2 times 3y plus 9. Oh, we're changing colors on you. Minus 6y is equal to 18. Okay, well, I distribute that 2. I get 6x, 6y plus 18 minus 6y equals 18. Well, the 6y's subtract and they get 0, and you get 18 is equal to 18. Well, that's a true statement. So I know that these are going to be the same line. And so we're going to have an infinite number of solutions. So infinitely many solutions because they're going to cross everywhere on the line because they're the same line. Oh, sorry about that. All right, now we're going to use elimination. So I'm going to look here and, oh, look, I have a -2y and a +2y. So I can just add these and I get 4x. Those cancel. Is equal to 8. So I divide by 4. Apparently Nike is selling something. Uh, and 8 divided by 4 is 2, so x is equal to 2. And then I can go plug in, and I'm going to use the top one because it just looks easier. Uh, so I have negative 2y, 2 minus 2y is equal to 1. So I subtract 2, subtract 2. Negative 2y is equal to negative 1. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, and y is equal to 1/2. What? So then I can go check, right? I can be like, okay, 3 times 2 plus 2 times 1/2. Does that equal 7? Oh, it's another 7. So I get 6 plus 1 equals 7. Oh, that checks out. So I know my answer is 2 comma 1/2. I could have checked this one. Oh, we didn't need to check because it was the same line. Yay. All right. Do I have more? Man, Mr. Otto, how much homework did you give us? All right. On this one, I am going to try to cancel out the y's for two reasons. One, the coefficients are smaller than the coefficients on x. And if you look, I have a positive and a negative. And so that means all I need to do is multiply this by 2 and this by positive 3. So I'll get 8x plus 6y is equal to 36. And then I have 15x minus 6y is equal to 34 times 3. So 30 times 3 is 120. And 3 times 4 is 12. That's 132. We're going to check that. That's 12, carry the 1, that's 9, 10. Well, glad we checked that because 3 times 30 is actually 90, not 120. So I should get 102. I add, I get 8 plus 15 is 23x, and 36 plus 102 is 138. All right, so does 23 go into 138? Well, I hope so. Maybe 6 times. So 6 times 20 is 120. And then, so 6 times 20 is 120. And then 6 times 3 is 18. So 120 plus 18 is actually 138. Yeah. So divide by 23. Divide by 23, and x is equal to 6. Nice. So then I go plug that in. 4 times 6 plus 3y equals 18. So that's 24 plus 3y is equal to 18 minus 24 minus 24. 3y is equal to negative 6. And y is negative 2. So 6 comma negative 2 is my solution. Cool. And then I can, I can come over here and check. So 5 times 6 minus 2 times negative 2, does that equal 34? Well, that's 5 times 6 is 30, negative 2 times negative 2, so it'd be plus 4. That equals 34. Checks out. Cool. So I got the right answer, I hope. All right, let's go and do the review problem. Now we're going to be adding and subtracting. Well, we're just solving for x with fractions. So I'm going to add 1/2 x to both sides, and then 5 over 2 to both sides. So I'll have 2 over 3x plus 1/2 x is equal to 4 plus 5 over 2. Well, common denominator on this side over here is 6, so it'll be times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And I get 4 over 6x plus 3 over 6x is equal to, common denominator here would just be 2. Yeah. So it'd be 8 over 2 plus 5 over 2. Then I get, okay, 7 over 6, x is equal to 13 over 2. So then I multiply by 6 over 7, multiply by 6 over 7. I get x and be like, okay, 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 6 three times. That's just 39/7. Nice. And there's my answer. Hopefully I'm right. Check my work. All right, for this one, I have 1/3 x minus 2/5 is equal to 1/3 times 2x plus 1/2. So I'm going to distribute that 1/3. I got 1/3 x minus 2 over 5 is equal to 2/3 x. Because remember, 1/3 times 2 over 1, 'cause that's just over 1. You just multiply across, so you get 2 over 3. So that's how you get 2/3. And then 1/3 times 1/2, again, multiply across. That should be 1/6. So I get plus 1 over 6. I subtract 2/3 x from both sides. Hey, they have the same denominator. It's nice. So 1 minus 2 is just negative 1/3 x. I add 2 over 5 to both sides. Hey, those are not the same denominator, so I actually have to deal with that. So then common denominator is 30, so I'm going to multiply by 5 on that one, and 6 here. So I'll get negative 1 over 3x is equal to 5 over 30 plus 12 over 30. I got negative 1/3 x is equal to 17 over 30 and multiply by negative 3 over 1. Oh, nice. The 3 goes into that 10 times. The 3 goes into that one time. And so I just get an answer that is negative 17 over 10. And that is my answer. All right. Y'all have a good night.